All right. Well, let's get into it then. Let's get into the news, and we'll start this week with The Mandalorian Season 3 and another classic bit of Jon Favreau casting in this thing. This comes from The Hollywood Reporter. Christopher Lloyd is set to join Season 3 of The Mandalorian. This is what they write. Christopher Lloyd is adding another iconic sci-fi franchise to his storied career. The Back to the Future actor is on the call sheet for The Mandalorian, the Disney Plus Star Wars show that is currently filming its third season in Southern California. Character details for his role are being kept locked up in the trunk of a DeLorean, not a trunk of a Mandalorian, just a trunk of a DeLorean. But it has been described as guest starring in Nature. Lucasfilm could not be reached for comment. They tried. They tracked him down. They were following Kathleen Kennedy around in their car. It was bad. No. So okay, Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown is going to be in season 3 of The Mandalorian. What do we think? How do we feel?
I heard that his character name is DeLorean. That's what I heard. And it just makes all the sense.
And at some point, somebody gets really disappointed in him, and they go, "Oh man, DeLorean."
Oh, that would be funny. No, this is great. I love Back to the Future. It's really fun, like 80s film franchise. I haven't seen Christopher Lloyd in much else. I think while you all are talking about him, I'm gonna look up all the movies that he's in, try to jog my memory and see if there's any other strong memories I have of him. But obviously from Back to the Future is my strongest. So yeah, this is really cool. I think it's awesome. And again, like a lot of things, I think it just comes down to how his character is written. I hope that it's kind of not just a gimmick and that it's a great character, which I trust that they'll do because they've done that with other like kind of cameo type things from big people. So exciting stuff, fun stuff.
Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Back to the Future is genuinely one of my favorite franchises of all time. So like, and this seems like straight up like the casting you would both not expect, but also when you hear it, you're like, that makes complete sense that they would get that guy to be in season 3. And just, goes back to that, like they're just grabbing some really interesting people to be in, Mandalorian and do these side characters. And who knows? I mean, we've had some major actors be some very small roles. You had Michael Biehn in The Jedi. You had, so many others. Amy Sedaris, who obviously has expanded her role over the course of the series, but who knows? He could be in one episode and die at the end. Who knows? I am interested to see like where he goes, because like outside of Back to the Future, from what I know, he's kind of famous for playing some kind of darker, even villainous characters. I'm thinking of Dennis the Menace. I'm thinking of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm thinking of there's another one that's completely slipped my mind. But like I think Uncle Fester, I'm pretty sure, in the Addams Family movie. I'm pretty sure he was in that. So like some kind of creepy off the wall characters. He's obviously an incredible actor, got a lot of range. So like, but I wouldn't necessarily expect him to come in playing a mad scientist, even though he's great at doing that. Would be interested to see like what else they could get him on, and obviously there's a lot of different directions this could go.
Christopher Lloyd was in Radioland Murders.
Oh my! So there's a Lucasfilm connection. Oh my god!
Wow, that's why he was cast in this. It's
classic
also
Lucasfilm. Just bringing it all home. Bringing it all home. Well, look, Christopher Lloyd. Ben, you just said you're hoping he doesn't play kind of the mad scientist role that we think of because we think of Doc Brown, but Matthew Hardy in the chat does make a good point. He seems like a mad scientist type, and he has connections with the cloning efforts that are being hinted at.
What if he's like in the same vein of like, what if he's Dr. Pershing's boss?
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the Kaminoan scientists left over from Mount Tantus. So if we're connecting all that stuff together, like that would be really interesting.
Yeah, it would be really cool. And that feels like, I suspect Favreau is bringing him in to play to his strengths and play to him being, a little bit of an eccentric. I will say, like, I've been working my way through The West Wing. I've been watching that show. And just recently, like this week, I watched the episode that he guest starred in that, and that was him giving a much more like reserved performance. He wasn't he wasn't overly eccentric, let's say. He was playing like a constitutional scholar kind of thing. Like it was, if you didn't know that was Doc Brown, it wouldn't have immediately jumped out at you that it was Doc Brown. So he could play, you know, something more along those lines. But I have a feeling if they're bringing him into the Mandalorian, they want him to not quite do the full Doc Brown thing. They want him to lean into that a little bit more, and I like the cloning angle. That would be a fun little connection, you know, that would spawn a million clickbait articles and videos about people saying, "Are Star Wars and Back to the Future take place in the same universe? Because this is Doc Brown's great grand uncle is working for the Imperials, or you know, whatever."
Multiverse confirmed.
Yeah, the multiverse. They're all, you know, and that was, you know, Back to the Future. Kathleen Kennedy produced. There's another connection for you. We'll just get all those Lucas, Spielberg, Kennedy, Marshall movies all under all into one universe.
Are you sure that he's not going to be the gateway to the world between worlds? Mandy, we gotta go to the world between worlds, Mandy. Let's go. Let's hop in this car, Mandy.
George points out, I forgot he was in Star Trek too. So he's like collecting all the franchises.
I mean, I just went through his IMDb, and there's not a lot of things that I've seen that he's in, but he's in like 1,000 things. Like he just plays little roles here and there. Like he was in like Cheers, NCIS, just like all the big shows he's had a guest appearance in. And that's really cool.
Yeah. And so it just makes sense that he would be in Star Wars too. It just makes sense. No complaints. No complaints is, I guess, what I'm getting at. No complaints. It's going to be fun to see where he winds up.